other presenter, Alex.
Good day, everyone. I'm Alex, and today I'm going to tell you guys how to coffee. So, first question: do you guys love coffee? If you do, please raise your hand. Well, that's a lot of people I expect. So, coffee has been quite a thing since I was in my high school. My grandmother is a coffee lover. She homemakes coffee every day. But since that, the first cup of coffee is too strong for her to drink, so she always takes the second one. So guess what? The first brew of coffee will become my breakfast. So since that, I became a coffee lover. Yeah, coffee lover. So thanks to my grandma, I had a chance to acquaint with coffee. So today I'm going to use the 3 easy steps to tell you guys how to make a coffee and also share my grandma's love. Yes. So first and foremost, before we make a cup of coffee, we need to select our coffee beans. This is actually a very important step, but also very complex. So basically, I have 3 easy aspects for me to choose and prepare coffee beans. The first is about the freshness. We need to check if the coffee beans are fresh or not. Usually, beans will keep fresh within 2 or 3 weeks. And also, fresh bean will have a better smell. Otherwise, the non-fresh bean will look like deep in oil, and the appearance will look like intact. You can look at this picture. So, after we check out the freshness, we'll move on to the next aspect, which is the flavors. We need to select our own flavors. Based on the different place of origin and different approach of roast, there are tons of the flavors and aroma. In my opinion, I think we don't need to remember all the flavors and aroma because we have the internet nowadays. So you can just Google this chart, which is called flavor wheel, and you can see a bunch of the flavors and wheels like combinations in the chart, and you can select like what you preferred. So since that we don't need to remember all the flavors, one thing that I recommend to remember is that so-called roast degree. So what's the roast degree? A roast degree tells us that the deeper the coffee beans are roast, the more bitter they will present. Otherwise, the lighter coffee beans are roast, the much sour they will be. So for rest, you can just Google it. So after we check out the 2 points, the final point is the FI logo. FI logo tells us that the coffee beans are eco-friendly and most importantly, fair trade international. So after we select our coffee beans, we can move on to our next step, which is to pick up the utensils. So the way I used to make coffee is called pour over, which is also the only way that my grandma told me. So don't ask me too much. The device is very easy, and basically this picture, the components are really easy to obtain. Basically, we need a paper filled corn, a coffee pot, and a swan egg kettle, and a grinder. If you don't have a grinder, you can use a coffee powder to replace the coffee beans, but the flavor will be less impressive. So just let you know, and you can make your own choice. So after we prepare all the beans and the utensils, finally we can make our cup of coffee. So first step is to grind our coffee beans. In this step, I just put the coffee beans in the grinder and grind it. Some say that you can put the coffee beans in the refrigerator for 1 night, and it will become easier to grind. But I think it doesn't matter, so I just grind it. But it's still a good advice, so you can take it. But the most important thing is that after you grind the coffee beans, the powders should be used right away. The longer they stay in the air, the faster the flavor will change and lose. So that's very important. The second step is about setting. In this step, basically we need to put a paper filler in the paper corn, and put your coffee powders in the filter. And keep the whole devices above the coffee pot. And use your swan kettle, which is filled with hot boiled water to brew the coffee. So in this session, keep in mind that the proportion of coffee and water should be 1 gram of coffee to 10 cc water. Finally, after we all done this, the movement, keep in mind the movement should be slowly swirling in one direction, from the middle point to the outside, and from the surrounding, slowly back to the middle point. That will make your coffee powders heat equally. So within a second, you can have your own cup of coffee. Last but not least, remember, don't drink coffee to wake up, but wake up to drink coffee. Thank you for listening. So.